What's going on, guys? Dean-Bryson. So let me ask you a little bit of a personal question. Have you ever experienced feeling insecure about the size of your penis? Well, stick around to watch the rest of this video where I'm going to be talking about how you can start feeling more confident, more secure about your endowment. Welcome back to another video. My name is Dean-Bryson. I'm a men's life coach. I post videos every single week to help men to improve every area of their lives. Now, obviously in today's video, as I've said, I'm going to be talking about how big your dong is, right? And whether it actually matters when it comes down to it. Because I get asked a lot of questions in relation to people feeling insecure about their body and feeling insecure about the size of their penis. And it's not necessarily something that I've really struggled with myself, but I can relate to the struggles of feeling insecure in the bedroom department. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. So I think firstly, it's important to identify, are you feeling insecure about your penis size um, because you feel like you don't measure up to other men? Or are you feeling insecure about your penis size because you aren't sure whether you are able to perform in the bedroom because of it? And let's talk about both of those things. So firstly, we are taught as boys to compete with other boys. That is the way that we are raised. It's the way that we are conditioned in today's society. The society is obviously built on a hierarchy, and that hierarchy, that patriarchy, is generally led by men. And so the men who climb to the top of that hierarchy obviously have the most amount of choice in terms of the lifestyle that they get to lead, the women or men that they get to date, the respect that they get from people around them, all of that other stuff. So there is a real incentive, a real reward for being able to dominate in that department, being able to be better, to compete with other men. And so from a very young age, this is the agenda of a guy, whether he is masculine or whether he is feminine, whether he has aggressive traits or whether he's more on the softer side. It doesn't make any difference. The way that we are programmed is to look at other men around us and see whether we measure up to them or not, because biologically, evolutionary, we are genetically programmed to want to lead and wanting to pass on our genes to the next generation, but also to build a legacy. And if you're wanting to build a legacy, then you have to climb that hierarchy. Now you're probably thinking, what the hell does this have to do with penis size? Right? But the thing is that when we're young and we're naive and we're a little bit stupid, all right, we see the world on a very shallow level. And boys growing up, and some boys become men and they never grow up, they never become mature enough to realize that our physique, our penis size is irrelevant. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because underneath having a good body or having a larger dong is how confident you are in yourself. All right, and self-confidence is not something that really comes from having a big penis or it comes from having six-pack abs. It's something that comes from believing in yourself, knowing your value, and knowing that you have competence within the world. Now, the problem is that, and what I've experienced is that the men that generally tend to be insecure about the size of their penis are also insecure about their body. They're insecure about their finances. They're insecure about their relationships. So these insecurities really are multifaceted. They're complex, and they don't just go back to the size of the penis. All right, and that's what I want to talk about, is in terms of, it's not just about I'm not going to give you advice that's going to help you to grow the size of your penis, right? Because that actually isn't the problem. The problem is that you don't love and you don't accept yourself, right? And this is something that I've experienced firsthand. Like, as I've just said, worrying about the size of my penis isn't necessarily something that that makes much sense to me. It's not something that I've really focused on too much, but I can resonate with the experience of not feeling good enough as a man. You know, right now I'm living with parents. I'm 28 years old. I don't have much money to my name. I've never had a serious relationship. In fact, I've never had a relationship with a woman. As I've talked about in my last video, I've questioned my sexuality because of the fact that I am very emotional and I struggle when it comes to identifying myself as this way or the other way. And you know, I really have a big desire for freedom, and because of that I found myself feeling inferior to other men, and obviously because I am straight, or I think that I'm straight, I compare myself to other heterosexual men, and on the whole they tend to be more assertive. They tend to be more rational, more logical. They tend to, you know, be more efficient. They tend to be making more money. They tend to be more successful with women. Generally, they've got a better body than I do. Although these are things that I've started to change within the last couple of years. But the point is that insecurity, that feeling insecure, feeling not good enough, feeling inferior to other men, that issue that you have with your penis size is only a a reflection of that insecurity. All right, so focusing on the actual penis size is not going to help you, but focusing on the insecurities, why you feel insecure about yourself, and learning to like and love yourself is so very important. All right, because it really doesn't matter how big you are. When it comes down to the business, when it comes down to actually finding a partner or finding someone who's going to love and care about you, they're not going to give a shit about really how big your penis is, right? Because it's not all about the way, it's not, well, it sounds cliche, but it's not about how big it is, but it's about how you use it, right? And someone that you let into the bedroom should not be caring about how big you are or how well you're able to dominate or any of that sort of stuff, right? Someone that you allow yourself to be with in the bedroom is someone that you need to feel comfortable with, someone that you need to feel confident with, someone who you know likes and cares about you, and even loves you. You know, I'm not here to tell you how to live your sexual life, but I know for myself is that because I haven't had any long-term relationships, I've just found myself having sexual encounters. Some of those have been one-night stands, kind of quite meaningless, empty sex, and that hasn't done really very much good for my confidence. Yes, it can be good as a little ego boost, but long term it makes you just feel more lonely. It makes you feel like you're not even adequate of having someone really like you and care about you, that you just feel like you are being used as a way of pleasing them and giving them a good time. And that feeling has caught up with me when I've been with girls who actually genuinely have cared about me. They have liked me, and I've just been in my head all the time whilst I'm, you know, in the process of having sex, because of those experiences where I just given myself away for free, and given myself away to people who haven't necessarily earned it. And that's because we live in a culture where sex is just thrown away. Sex is just seen as nothing. And it comes back to the fact that we live in a very superficial society where it's all about image. It's all about what you look like. It's all about status. It's all about ego, and not so much about really what's underneath. You know, how someone really is, when you get to know them, their character traits. You know, how honest they are, and really finding yourself, and finding someone else who really, you know, is congruent with who you are, so that you can gel together, so that you can come together, and it can be more of a meaningful and deep experience. Right? So when it comes back to penis size, you need to stop worrying about that. It doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter at all. Just start working on your life, start working on certain areas of your life that are in your control, that you can actually change, that are going to make you feel more confident. All right, so I'm talking about improving your body, I'm talking about improving your finances, I'm talking about improving your communication and social skills. All of that sort of stuff is stuff that you can learn. You can actually go out into the world and you can learn it for yourself. All right, but when it comes to penis size as well, it's not necessarily about the size of your penis, but it's about how manly you feel as a whole. All right, and that comes down to your levels of testosterone. All right, and I'm not going to dive too much into testosterone today, but there is tons of videos out there that are going to help you to raise your testosterone. So even if you feel like your penis isn't really the biggest, you're still going to feel like you're manly. You're still going to feel like you are confident and able to dominate the situation. I hope you found that video useful. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, press that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have ever struggled with your penis size and feeling insecure about it. Click that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.